Susan Sunday live, the place to be every Sunday for all your questions. I'm going to wait a second for the algorithms to kick in. If you know somebody who, the topic today, I'm going to back up a little bit. I know, I'm always thrilled to be with you, so it's like, blah, blah, blah. The topic today has to do with, are you connecting, reconnecting, or disconnecting, right? And how many points of views are in each and every one of those? Hey, Maureen, welcome, welcome. Hey, Rita, welcome, welcome. If you know of somebody who is kind of lost in connecting to something that's not real or true, I've had clients saying to me, I hear all these voices in my head. How many of you are empaths and who are you connecting to? Hey, Christina, please tell them to come on in. Tap them and say, this is the place to be. It's Ask Susan Sunday. Where else would you be, right? So, happy Easter to everybody. Happy Passover. Happy all the other holidays that are coming up. Hey, Janice, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to dive right in here. I had a huge awareness this week, especially with clients talking to me, asking me questions. I hear all these voices in my head. And my question was, are you an empath? Right? Do you have a capacity to pick up other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions? It doesn't mean you have to connect to them. What it is, are you willing, hey Tessa, are you willing to be aware, right? So we have these things called connections. You know, we are particles, that's who we be. And we connect vibrationally to like particles. Like meets like a magnet. So if you're always thinking about, if you're listening to the news 24/7, if you're thinking about, oh my God, where am I going to get my money from? If you're not living in the question, right, you're going to connect to all the like-minded people and all the like-minded vibrationally compatible bits of information that are out there telling you, yes, you better worry about this, you better worry about that, you better worry about this. Like I had an awareness after reading what's going on the planet with agriculture of something for next year. And I was just coming out with these declarations to Ricky. And then I came upstairs and I was like, wow, there were no questions there. You know, if you've been following our magical series, we have the capacity to shift and change what isn't working. So if you decide this is what's going to happen vibrationally, that's what you're going to find, seek, and attract. Right? So my question is, hi Rocio, hi Patty, what is it that you're connecting to? And how is it working for you? Right? So many people are like, I'm disconnecting. Okay, is there an awareness there? I'm not going on the internet. I'm not going on, I'm not turning on the news. It's all great, but you feel the force there? Right? There's a difference between I'm going to disconnect, which means I'm not going to be aware, and just turning off the blah, blah, blah. Is this making sense? Are you with me here? Right? Let's see some thumbs up, and I always like to check in. And for those of you who are new, this is a conversation, not a dialogue or a monologue. So come on in with your questions, your comments, right? There's another thing here that's going on for people, which has to do with bringing in the past. So how many of you are connected to your past thoughts, your past behaviors, your past judgments? Oh, I got thumbs up on that. And you're bringing them into the present, which is what will create your future. Yes, thank you, says Patty. Awesome. You know, I'm an Uber creator. So are many of you. Right? And I'm asking, what is it that people are asking for? And I get a sense of, oh, it has to do something with relationships. Cool. All right. Then I'm talking to my business and asking questions. I've been asking questions all along. Show me what people are requiring. Show me how I can support people. Not only in these days, but in all days, right? And so what I'm getting is, if you have a memory that's negative, that's not positive, that doesn't bring you joy, that's, oh yeah, I should have been nicer to that person, or I should have done this, or I should have done that, right? That's an entrainment from many lifetimes perhaps, but from this lifetime, where judgment is given more value than possibilities, where decisions are given more value than the awareness of you have choice, right? What choices do you have? Notice no one's asking those questions. They're telling you what the last thing that they heard. So how many of you were entrained at a very young age to value judgment as a false sense of security, as a false sense of intimacy? Yeah, we have the same judgments in common. Yeah. And you're connecting, hey Lulu, you're connecting to that entrainment. What if that's all it was? Like I've been playing with that yesterday and today about being totally mindful, totally present. And anytime I go to anything, connect to anything that does not bring joy, bring awareness, bring possibilities into my life, I ask myself, would you be willing to be present? Like present as in, oh, we're opening a jar of peanut butter. I bring in all that other crap for what reason? Present. Oh, I'm actually, my feet are on the ground, walking the dog, breathing in the sunlight. Present, right? Because your presence is what will create your future. Should I repeat that? Are you willing to be present with everything that's coming in? Hey, Dhamma. Your presence is what creates your present, creating with your future. Yeah. So, questions, anything popping for people, right? While I'm just waiting for the questions to pop in. So we've talked about connect. We've talked in this reality. We've talked about disconnect in this reality. Let's talk about reconnect, right? Are you willing to reconnect with the magic that you are? Are you willing to reconnect with possibilities? And I say reconnect because you came in here as an infinite being with infinite possibilities and infinite choices. It's when you bought to try to connect to this reality. And connect and disconnect are two sides of the same coin, right? Christina goes, yes. Yep, Tessa goes, yes. And it's really about the awareness of, of the universe, of all the galaxies, of all the dimensions, of the divine intelligence that is out there for us. And that's what I was asking myself today after I listened to myself say what would go on a year from now. I stopped and I was like, wow, I wasn't inviting in the divine intelligence that's here to contribute to us. So again, everywhere you are connecting to what isn't working for you, to what isn't contributing to you. And I say especially now in the days of in the 24/7 news. Is there really anything that you don't know? Right? So what is it that you're buying into that you're trying to disconnect from or connect to that actually doesn't belong to you? Oh, it rhymes. Yeah. Questions. Now's the time. Pop in with your questions. Again, if you know somebody that should be on this, invite them on in. This is something that really, really, really is so important for you to realize that you can step back. Hey, Kelly, take an aerial view and ask, what is it that I'm connecting to? And then expand out, right? Today, walking this morning, I was asking for clarity, and I heard this voice saying, you want more clarity? And I'm like, yeah, bring it on. And my whole body was like, there is intelligence out there that is willing to contribute to you. It's about being in the question and willing to receive. Hey, Brenda, welcome, welcome. So, any questions, anything popping for people? Again, it's an awareness when you hear that the voices in your head, when you feel like you're bumping up against this reality, take an aerial view, go beyond this reality and ask, what is it that I've decided that I have to disconnect from? Again, a decision is not awareness. Right? And what is it that I've decided I have to connect to? And who is it that I've decided I have to connect to? Right? Everybody's offering like, do your videos in 5 days, create a course in 3 weeks, whatever that is. Is that a priority for you? And is the way that they're creating a priority for you? Right? And will you follow up? That would be my question. Right? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Susan, I was asking my business Tessa, sorry. I was asking my business, what can I do for the planet, and had an amazing idea yesterday on my bike. Awesome. Do I keep asking the business what to do? Bring this in. Ask for clarity. Right? Okay. So cool. Great. You have this awareness. Awesome. Gratitude for the awareness. Okay. Can I have some more clarity, please? Can I have some more clarity, please? Is there somebody I need to talk to? Is there something I need to put into action today? Right? We often get these ideas and then we put them over here. And we're like, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to get to it. We don't put them here and ask, is now the time? Which is a question that I ask of my business all the time. Is now the time? Right relationship view, is now the time? And I'm getting, yeah, right? How many people are at home and they're just struggling in their relationships? How many people are self-isolated and they're just struggling in their relationship with them? I wonder, is now the time, right? Yes. All right. Clarity, please, on who, what, where, when, how. And take that first step, right? No matter what it looks like, take that first step. I just was watching Frozen 2 yesterday, and my grandchildren keep saying, Nana, watch Frozen 2, watch Frozen 2. And I get it. It's just take the next step. Take the next step. She sings a whole song about take the next step, right? It's the willingness to say, okay, I'm not gonna disconnect from everything I've done. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna create. I have to disconnect from everything I've been and done. No. That's not your reality, right? That's the judgment that you were taught at a very young age, right? Finish this before you do that. Well, I finished. Or put your toys away when you're finished playing. Well, I never finish playing. I play all the time. What's the next right step? What's the next step? What's the next step? Yeah. Tessa, let me know if how that sits for you and for everybody, right? It's the willingness not to have to take whatever it is you're working that's tugging at you and say, okay, I'll do that as soon as I do this. No. Start putting it into action. I signed up for a 4-part writing a TEDx speech, but I signed up for it in January for May, because my target is to actually clean my plate of everything that's tugging at me. So when I dive into that, I'm full on, right? I've heard it being tugging at me. I'm not looking at what the end result will be. I'm looking for clarity. I've been asking for clarity, and working with this person who I've worked with before, I get a sense of, so will this give me more clarity in how I'm playing out in public? Yeah, okay, cool. Will it be fun? Yes, okay, cool. I took a step this morning, Tessa said. Absolutely, you got it, girl. Yeah, absolutely. Questions, congratulations, Tessa. Anything else popping for people? Are you connecting with the energies of what will create greater? Are you surrounding yourself with constant input of what you have to do, right? What creates greater for you? For me, again, it's a willingness to just take an aerial view. I don't slow down, I be present. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Oh, I got lots of thumbs up on that. Lulu, okay. How do you clear resistance to receiving the very thing you've desired when the format it appears seems unexpected or unusual? So what I do is I ask, what energy, space, and consciousness can my body and I be to perceive, know, be, and receive the clarity on whatever that is, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes. So it's not about, are you willing, Lulu, to receive, acknowledge, and have gratitude for the information and the clarity that's coming in? Right? And I might ask you, who does that resistance belong to? See, I love that, Lulu. Thank you so much. Is this thumbs up on this one, right? Yeah, let's see some hearts and thumbs up. This is coming in for a lot of my clients and a lot of people on Ask Susan. So thank you, Lulu. Are you willing to acknowledge who that resistance belongs to? Again, that's an entrainment. You know, this morning when I was walking the dog in the park, this family came into the park and there was nobody there. And the girl said, "Oh, the places is all ours." And immediately she rolled down the hill. Right? It's just like, yes, now what does my body want to do? How would I like to play? She was so delighted. Right? Are you willing to ask, who does this resistance belong to? Lulu, who does that belong to? Is that yours? Are you connecting to someone who believes resistance has value? Like this reality. Right? Who are you connecting to? What are you connecting to? Right on. Right? So it's about being in the question. Because we can't clear anything unless we're willing to look inwards for a minute and ask, who does that belong to? Because if you believe resistance is yours, you can't clear it. You've decided you're connected to resistance. Oh, I'm getting lots of hearts on that. So really it's what choices are you playing with? How is resistance working for me? Who does this resistance belong to? Is it mine, somebody else's, something else? At what age was I entrained to resist? Right? I did my master's program and I thought, I was kind of like it was like, am I going to get this paper done? And a friend of mine said, "Really, Susan, that's your perception of you? I perceived you as being on the top of the mountain like this, saying, right on, bring it on." So what entrainment have you bought that you have to connect to that's not yours to begin with? Yeah. Hey, Lola. Lulu, let me know how this rings. How is this ringing for all of you? When you bump up against something, and it's almost like if you're willing to ask that question, who does this belong to? Who does this resistance belong to? Who am I being as someone who's resisting? Right? Where did I buy resistance as valuable? What am I connecting to? Who am I connecting to when I resist? Because you're an infinite being with infinite possibilities. Right? Is there somebody in your life who encouraged you to resist? And that's the only way you thought you were showing up. You know, for years, I thought of myself as a radical because I decided that's how I had to show up. When in fact, I am totally different. And there's no label to it, right? Who would you be if you had no label? Lulu says, "Oh my, when Facebook shuts down just as you're trying to clear resistance." Well, Lulu, come back in, okay? Come back in and re-listen after I post it, and you'll see it's right there. Many of you in Europe, I know the internet is iffy, so come back in and have a re-listen. If you're listening to this afterwards, press #replay. So, and come on in with your questions. I check in every day. And if, you know what, if this is calling you and it's like something you need to clear and you just can't, that's what I'm here for, right? DM me or PM me, direct message or private message me, and let's get a call in and see what we can change together, right? Because as long as you are holding on to what's not working for you, you're not going to be working, creating, generating to the best of your capacities. Yeah. Tessa, it's almost as though in resisting, I used to get to ride my pony. Well, probably, right? I used to leave the table and go on my bike and ride at night on my bike as a little kid. It's the freedom that was required. So how many of you were aware that you were in a contractive, quote unquote, situation, a contractive learning environment, a contractive living environment, and when you